What's up guys, I'm Brandi Cyrus and you are here with me in my hometown of Nashville, and I'm so excited because you guys always see me like really dressed up and on red carpets and in the studio talking about entertainment stuff, and I thought it would be fun to introduce you to my home life a little bit because it's so different, but I love it so much. So today, the first thing we're doing is we're at my barn with my horse Ever, and I come here every single day that I'm home for a few hours a day, and I take care of her and I ride, and it's my favorite thing in the whole wide world. So I wanted to share a little bit of that with you guys and just introduce you to Nashville. It's such a great city, and I feel like people don't really know much about it aside from country music, and that's so cliche, and there is a little bit of that, but there's so much more to it. And I'm just gonna point out some of my favorite things about the city, like some great coffee shops, and introduce you to a great local band and some local jewelry designers and clothing designers, and just introduce you to the city a little bit and the culture of it because it's very unique, and I think it's one of the greatest cities there is. Nashville's known for all these cliche things like country music and line dancing, and there is that. I mean, if you go downtown on Broadway, you can go do some line dancing and you can hear some country music. But there's so much other music coming out now, like rock bands like Paramore and Kings of Leon are from here, and you can go out and see bluegrass music and hear country music, but you can also go down to the Exit Inn or the End or the Rutledge and hear a great rock band, But even more so than that, I would say like songwriting, this is like the town to songwrite, I mean, if you want to be a huge songwriter, this is where you live, because this is where everybody lives. And it's not just country songwriters anymore, it's pop and rock and indie music even, and it's really great. I think the people in Nashville are what really makes the city like great, and everyone says that to me that visits. They're like, man, everyone here's so nice and so like down to earth and everything, and I think that that's what makes Nashville such a cool city, is because people are really friendly, and like being social and having community is really important here, and I think that really sets the city apart. Like obviously there's gonna be rude people everywhere, but people like Nashville just seems to attract really cool, awesome, nice people, and I love that about it. It's completely different here for celebrities because people leave you alone. And I mean, even my sister, was just here and she had to go to the doctor, and there were no cameras like waiting for her outside the door, and we went out to our favorite restaurant for lunch one day and not one person came over and bothered her. And I go to coffee shops and I see Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban, and they're just like blended in normal like everybody else, and it's just rad. Like there's so much freedom for celebrities here, and I feel like that's why a lot of them want to live here. This is Ever, and I've had Ever for about a year, and she's a baby. She's just 6 years old. So I started riding when I was 6 years old. My dad bought a big farm in Nashville, and we've always had horses. And when I was little, he just threw me on a horse. He like put me on and was like, okay, here you go, like learn how to ride. I feel like being around horses has really taught me like almost everything about life. I know that's like cheesy and cliche, but it teaches you patience, and it teaches you responsibility and how to take care of something else, and like things like one of the #1 rules with horses is it's never the horse's fault. Everything is always your fault. 99.9% of the time. So if you are showing and you don't have a good round, like you take responsibility, and I think that's really important in life. It's not like blame other people and other things for things that go wrong or whatnot. So that's really cool. But then also like riding is technically an individual sport, like it's not a team sport really, but it kind of is because you're like a team with your horse, so you really learn to like work together with something that can't speak, so you learn so much about nonverbal communication and how if you're tense, like that'll affect the horse, like she can feel that. Even me standing next to her, like if I was a nervous wreck right now, that would make her a nervous wreck. So you learn how you can influence something else just even with your energy, and it translates to people.